The Greg Barker-helmed Sergio has a Sundance premiere under its belt, true story bona fides, and a cast of talented actors giving their all to bring the riveting tale of UN diplomat Sergio Vieira de Mello to life. But there's still a ton of information about this story you may not know. Before you cue up this Netflix film, here's a breakdown of everything you should know about Sergio. The tense geopolitical conflict portrayed in Sergio didn't come out of a writer's room. It centers on real-life events that took place in Baghdad in 2003 in the midst of the Iraq War. At the heart of the story is Sergio Vieira de Mello, a United Nations diplomat who brokered numerous peace deals for the UN over the course of his career. He spent his professional life dropping feet first into armed conflicts, negotiating with warlords, and shining a spotlight on humanitarian crises around the globe. That's not to say there haven't been critics of Vieira de Mello's apparent tendency to chase conflicts. As The New Yorker revealed in 2007, even his own colleagues in the UN often disapproved of his methods of securing treaties with some of the more volatile regional leaders. But one aspect that stands above the criticism is Vieira de Mello's optimistic message about leaving the world a better place. It's even possible that this attitude led him to accept one final assignment in Baghdad. While there, Vieira de Mello was caught in a bombing at the Canal Hotel. In the hours that followed, an intense life-and-death struggle played out in the rubble as the diplomat waited desperately for rescuers to arrive and dig him out. Of course, a film based on the exploits of larger-than-life people needs a larger-than-life cast to match, and 2020 Sergio boasts an impressive list of stars. You're most likely to recognize Brazilian actor Wagner Moura, who plays Sergio, from his role in Netflix's Narcos, in which he tackled playing the infamous Pablo Escobar. That's not an easy role for even the most seasoned actor, but critics loved Moura's portrayal of the unhinged Colombian drug lord, and Moura managed to carry that manic energy for 2 seasons of the hit show. Turning from a madman to a hero was definitely a pivot, but Moura had his own personal reasons for taking on Sergio. He explained his motivations to The Wrap. "I have this ambition, this dream of producing films about Latin people that don't bring forth stereotypes. This film is kind of based on a book about Sergio, and for me, that was the best way to start that kind of dream."
I don't believe in demanding the impossible anymore, but I'm going to do the best I can to bring those refugees back home.
For the role of Sergio's partner, Carolina Leriera, the production turned to Ana de Armas. If you don't recognize the name, just ask yourself, what do a deranged house guest, a vomiting crime solver, and an 80-foot-high hologram have in common? That's right, Ana de Armas. De Armas is rapidly rising on Hollywood's A-list, particularly following her captivating turn as Martha in Rian Johnson's hilarious whodunit Knives Out. Before that, De Armas had a high-profile role as Joy in 2017's Blade Runner 2049. Each new part only seems to expand her range as an actress, and her co-starring role in Sergio is even more proof that Ana de Armas should be a household name.
I need to find him! I need to be with my Sergio! Do you hear me?
Sergio de Mello.
Yes! I need to go! Please let me go.
Sergio's cast is rounded out with a who's who of familiar faces, including Bradley Whitford, known for roles in Get Out and The Cabin in the Woods, and Garrett Dillahunt, a versatile character actor who's appeared in everything from Fear the Walking Dead to No Country for Old Men. If you really want to dig into the story of Sergio Vieira de Mello, you could always read a book about him or browse his Wikipedia page. Or you could get a deeper look via director Greg Barker's own 2009 documentary, Sergio. Through insider interviews and archival footage, Sergio gets up close and intimate with the UN ambassador on the ground, tracing a roadmap of his efforts everywhere from Mozambique to Peru. Sergio is a truly eye-opening documentary, and if it lacks the tight plot of Barker's 2020 film of the same name, it more than makes up for that with its real-life dramatic stakes. More than that, the documentary makes a strong case that Barker has a deep understanding of the subject at hand. For over 2 decades now, Greg Barker has been in the business of capturing the world through a documentarian's lens. He started out in the made-for-TV arena, but soon made a name for himself writing and directing episodes of PBS's long-running docuseries Frontline. But it was arguably 2013's Manhunt, the inside story of the hunt for bin Laden, that best showcased Barker's eye for digging into the emotional heart of the most explosive political moments of our times. The documentary landed him a Primetime Emmy, and Barker has continued to turn out thought-provoking documentaries in the years since. Sergio premiered at Sundance on January 28, 2020, just over 10 years after director Greg Barker's 2009 documentary on Vieira de Mello screened at the same festival. When Deadline caught up with Barker and asked him why he decided to tackle the same subject twice, Barker explained that he'd always pictured the story as a more traditional film. "I had this vision for this film as a story of one guy's struggle to understand himself and this world and to find a way through the darkness. At the core of this story is a message of hope, empathy, and to see people different from yourself and see inside yourself. That's certainly a timely message. If you're looking to spend a few hours on a dramatic roller coaster and maybe shed a few tears, you may not have to look further than Sergio." Thanks for watching. Click the links in our video to watch more cool stuff from Netflix. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest trailers and exclusive videos from Netflix. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.